Today we're going to talk about how to make content that you love. You see, I and perhaps you have ideas that I want to share. You have seen things, done things in life that deserve to be made available to others. Perhaps you want to become a TikTok artist, you want to be a YouTuber, or you're simply a professional or someone who has experienced something incredible in life and wish to bring that to the world. Today we're going to break down what are the things that are barriers to our taking action and things that I have seen that unlock us. You see, when you become aware of these factors and then you lean into them, you can break down the barriers. You can free your voice. Now, whether that voice is written, video, audio, there are so many potential places you can express and communicate what you have learned and seen or wish to just give to the world. And today we're going to break that down. We're going to talk about what type of content, what are the triggers that should make you make great content? How do you look at and decide what to bring to the world? And then judgment. And we're going to go through all three of these areas. And if you wait to the end, I'm going to highlight some of the personal struggles that I have had and what I have done to break through them. So we're going to get into this right now. And what I want to really initially start up on and really dig into is when you are creating content, you need to create content that you love, not what somebody else loves. And the reason is it's very simple. If you make something that you copied, right? You saw Casey Neistat videos, you wanted to do that. You saw a Gary V video, and so you wanted to do that. Or you saw somebody writing articles, and so you're like, I'll write an article like that. You're literally wasting your time. It's not your voice. You're being an imposter to who you really are. You can be inspired. You can learn the craft by looking at others. But be you. So number one, out of the gate, we do not want to copy anyone. You want to be inspired. You want to see, oh, what is possible? But never, ever do we want to be the imposter because you're being an imposter to yourself. I have found that with me. I'd try certain things. I'd see something. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to do that. And it wasn't my voice. And it wasn't natural. I didn't like sharing it. The information might have been good, but I put it in a box that wasn't me. So number one, we want to do the content that we have created that works for us. So first things first, let's break down to leave no doubts and how do you know what is your authentic voice and what you should be creating. And I'm looking at my notes because I wrote this article. It was just on fire. I had to share it. And you probably have those moments where you feel joy and you're like, oh, this feels right. Here is the right flow in writing. And so, number one, make content that gives you joy about talking or about sharing it. And that content you're going to find throughout the day. What I like to do is I keep a journal. And if I'll have a meeting with a friend, maybe I'm mentoring them on a career path, or if I have a business meeting, we're talking about technology and building a new product. At the end of the meeting, take a second, like 30 seconds, and just think, what did I like about this meeting? What did I not like about this meeting? And what's next? You see, if you reflect in the moment, you're going to find the things that give you joy. And you're going to find, wow, that conversation was joyful. And I do use that word because it was X and Y and Z. And you start finding yourself. You will grow. I grow. And it changes over time. But in that moment, what felt right? What was a flow state? What was collaborative? And what didn't? Knowing that difference is incredible. So number one, find joy. Next, you want to make content in a way that you communicate, right? You can do text, written word, video, audio. I think video, but you can do short form, long form, skits, images, quotes. It doesn't matter. What matters is it's your comfort level. If you love making videos, but you just don't want your face on the camera, something I have personally struggled with, then talk over other video content. And that way you can educate and inspire and convey your message until you feel comfortable, if you ever do, being on camera. You can use your voice. You can share to the world. You can text your friends. Just find 7 people and text them your ideas. Have a conversation. Why does it have to be on a social platform? Why can't you just text your 3 mentors that meant the most to you and helped and lift you up over the last 7 years in your career, 20 years in your career, 50 years in your career, and just sharing and discussing? Why don't you create and send it to them? Make that a personal network that is built on a foundation of ideas, collaboration, and sharing. Because if you think about this, if we take the next step, if we're building a cohesive connection, an honest connection with those that we work with that have meant a lot in our lives, well, they might see other opportunities for you. They might share ideas because now you're on the same wavelength that you can then add in and build upon. You get more acceleration because you'll be participating and listening and collaborating with these amazing individuals. I have found incredible, I would say, success in creating short video recordings of me thanking people, of me sharing an idea, of me wishing somebody happy birthday, right? Personal engagement by text message. Try it. Tell somebody you love them. Tell somebody, hey, I was just thinking about you. I remember when we went to Ireland and we did this project and we had to drive around. It was an incredible trip. I just want to say you're awesome and I hope you're super well. That's going to be an awesome thing to receive. And now you've created another layer of connection. Next, deliver it from a position of service. When we create content, we're not creating it for ourselves. We are creating it for you. I'm creating this video for you. I'm creating this audio for you, meaning that I'm not making this to better myself. I'm making this in the hope and prayer that one person, you, take away something that makes your life even better, more successful, more happy. So, come from a place of service. All right, these 3 things are so important, so let's make sure we nail them down. Make content that makes and gives you joy. How do you know it gives you joy? You're on fire when you talk about it, think about it, and share it with others. I use a journal to find those moments and those topics. Number 2, communicate in the way that you like to communicate. If you're a writer, write. If you're a visual person, create visuals. If you're an audio person, use your voice. It's awesome. I don't care what you think in your head. Your voice is perfect. Share it with the world. And then finally, come from a place of service. Give your ideas to the world. Create collaboration. Don't worry about what if somebody takes your idea? What if somebody uses it and betters them over you? All of those negative thoughts, you need to eradicate them. Come from a place of service, a mindset of abundance and openness. Because when you come from that strength position, the world is better. We're all better. Okay. Now, one thing that I struggled with is this concept of just creating to create. And so this next concept is, and I need you to really reflect on this, is I don't want us to create garbage and just throw it on the wall and hope that it sticks. I just want to create something being completely blind to what's working in the world or what people would benefit from and just putting it out there, right? It is important. Like, you would not send your mom content or something that is not valuable to her. You would send her something that could benefit her because it comes from what she needs. And so when I say I don't want us to put garbage on the wall and hope it sticks, I mean that what you're creating, what I'm creating, and you're creating needs to reflect what will benefit folks. So number one, there's two schools of thought here, and you can pick either. There is no wrong one. One might be faster, one has some lessons pre-built, but one can be more creative. So just pick one for you or play. So, number one, you can listen to what is already working in the world. So if you want to create or write a book, you might look and be like, wow, there's a lot of books in these different categories. The ones that are successful seem to create a story around X in a place called Y doing Z. And there's always dragons, or there's never dragons. What you're looking for is what were the mechanics of what is working. So if you're thinking about YouTube, I want you to go to YouTube, search the topic of the video you want to create, and you will find the top 5, 10 videos. You're going to see the ones that get the most views. But I want you to not take away and try to imitate their content. I want you to look at it and say, oh, how do the thumbnails look? What makes these attractive versus others? Okay. How long are the videos? How do they handle the intro? How do they structure the content? Did they give enough content? Do I think there should be more content? Do I have something additional to add to it? Look at the comments then. I love to go into the comments and see what are people talking about. The people that actually consumed the video, were they asking questions that weren't raised in the video? That could be good content. That might be answering one person's need. Are they confused about a certain area? Do they go in different paths? There's just so much good insight that you can gain when you look at it from there. Of course, you can look at the world from a broader perspective and be like, wow, everybody's talking about dogs. Nobody's talking about cats. I'm going to create cats. Nobody's talking about this. I'm going to talk about that. Right? You can look at the broader picture and not imitate or be inspired, but see if there's white space where you can provide a perspective that nobody else has. Maybe you're a single dad who's in technology that is all about mindset. Well, technology mindset, that's not a normal pairing. It's a super soft skill and a super engineering type skill. Maybe you have a culture. You come from a region that brings another perspective. I want you to look at those white spaces, but then also look at the spaces that are working and being productive and benefiting folks, and then see what's there. Now, this one's a big one, and I struggled with it for many years, and it has to do with confidence and being free of judgment. You see, when you create something, you write it down, you make a video, that is a moment in time. It is a moment in time of what you have learned to date and what you're seeing. Now, you might think, well, I've only been doing this a year. I can't share this because I'm going to look silly. What if I have completely not learned enough? Or who will possibly benefit from a year's worth of experience? I'll tell you who. Everybody who has less than a year of experience. Number two, when you're thinking about the value of the content and this judgment and confidence, recognize and accept that you are creating content in a point in time. You can change your mind in the future. You might be a wizard with plants because you own a greenhouse, and then in 2 years be a technology investor. It's okay. We expect each other to grow. We expect each other to learn new things. We might think firmly about this method or this model, and then literally a year later create our own version because it was garbage. But how you learned it was garbage and your journey across of coming to that conclusion, then sharing the update, well, that is incredibly valuable because what you're doing when you share your evolution and your learning in the current moment, first off, you're helping people that are behind you in the journey. So they're going to be able to catch up to you without all the pain and grief that maybe you had to do in that moment. But you have ideas and they matter. And so again, on confidence and being free of judgment, you have to just recognize that this is you today, and that's perfectly good. Share your writing, share your videos, connect with people. Again, you can do it at a small scale or a large scale. That leads me into the next topic, which too many people do, which is ghosting their own content and not promoting it. What does that mean? Ghosting means that you might write something, create a beautiful video, and put it someplace and essentially hide it on the internet. And you don't help people find it. You don't tell anybody about it. You never talk about it. You don't make it, you make it private or unlisted, right? You're completely ghosting it. And you might write 50, 100, 300 great articles. Maybe there's 2 that are phenomenal that will change somebody's life, but you've ghosted it. You've hidden it from the world. So I want to challenge you, and this is just for you. Whatever you create, let people know you created it. If you're online, tag people in it. Say, hey, I think this would be interesting for you to read, see, or listen to. Put it on all your channels. Promote it. Even go as far as maybe spending $5 on an ad to promote that. Don't boost it, to promote it to people you think would benefit. What's nice is if I'm doing a personal network and I'm just going to text 5, 10 people about something I've created and put the link in there, I'm sending it to those people because I think it'll be valuable to them or I want their opinion. Great, that's text. What if you do it online, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, pick any place, and you literally call them out. Be like, hey, I think this would be valuable to you. Now, it needs to be valuable. But when you're sending it to them, why did you send it to those people? Why did you send it to those ladies or those guys or those engineers or those businessmen or those mentors or those friends? What were the demographics or the mental state of those folks that you felt would be benefiting from it? I want you to take that insight and then use that in an ad to promote your content. So use what you I would say, steered or delivered the content, right? I sent this message to Bernie. I didn't send it to Joel. Why did I send it to Bernie? Oh, I sent it to Bernie because X, Y, and Z. Great. Use X, Y, and Z in my promotion and my ad campaign. $5, it's worth a try. Feed your content to people that need it. You know they need it. They'll benefit from it. So the last point here is really, don't ghost your content. Promote your content. Lastly, I want to encourage you just to create. And then when you've created it, tag me, share it with me. I would love to read it, listen to it, watch it, and then share with people that I think will benefit from it. You see, that's the deal. We all get better by learning from each other, by building up with each other. Right? If you've learned something and I've learned something, we bring it together. Now we're both better. Now we're both advanced. That's it. Let's lift each other up. Let's create content with confidence. Let's have fun. You don't have to post it on social media. You can literally make content and send it by text to loved ones, friends, family, peers. Don't be put in a box on these social platforms. You're the creator. You're the one with the life experience. Have fun with it. Reminder, subscribe. Hit me up on Twitter, Jay DeLucia. Again, my background, I've been working on mindset, health, and just trying to share over the last couple decades. Published a number of books, speak at a lot of conferences. It has been a wild ride. And now I'm just trying to get back and share some of these ideas that benefit you. So, have an awesome day. I really appreciate it.